Okay, real quick here, I'm going to show you a video on our drop-down menus and the calendar drop-down menus. Something unique that we've had trouble with in other software packages with these QuickFill forms. You will get around a lot of issues. I'm going to go down here into the roofing section. That's a good place to show an example of it. What I'm going to show you is actually the way it is in every drop-down menu throughout the QuickFill products. So as far as the PDF forms go. And if you come down in here, we have, say, this here. Let's just make this a little larger. All right. And we have the date of last roofing permit. And we have a drop-down menu so that you can select the date and it'll go in there. But most forms, if you don't use this drop-down menu, it won't let you put anything else in here other than a full date. What if you really don't know? What if you have an estimated date? What if you know what year based on what the owner had told you? You could come in here instead and say unknown here at this point, and or you could even say, better yet, just say none. Hurricane. All right, sometimes I write in here something like post-hurricane, and that tells you why, because it wasn't needed after the hurricane. Some of the municipalities just said, get your roofs fixed, don't worry about the permits. So you might want to put something else down here. You don't have an exact date. So instead of putting in a date, you can put in here 2006 per owner statement. There you go. And you got something in there other than a date. All our other drop-down menus, like 2 years, you know, how old something is, and you don't like anything that's in the drop-down menu, you can come up here and you can just go ahead and write, you know, unknown, anything you want. Okay. And that way you're not bound by the fact that there's a drop-down calendar there. This is the way it works with the PDF forms that are used on the PCs with the Windows software. On the Mac version, it's a little bit different. On the Mac version, we don't have any drop-down calendars because Mac makes things very difficult. Apple just likes to be difficult in making their software work with, or their hardware work with software that isn't produced by them. So what we did there is, rather than having these as drop downs, we have them as a regular drop down where you can just type in something, but you don't have the drop down calendar because their drop down calendars don't show up. They show up blank here. But that's on the Mac or the Apple version of the PDF forms. The PDF forms other than that, work exactly the same on the Mac, and we have instructions on how to use them on the Mac. All right, guys, that's it for the drop-down calendars and the drop-down menus and how they work here in the QuickFill forms. If you want to talk to me, my name is Neil. I can be reached at 386-785-4380. I am the owner of Surfside Home Inspections up in the Daytona Beach area, and I've been doing these things for over 16 years. If you have any questions about doing the reports, if you have any questions about using these software solutions that QuickFill has, we also have an app that is 100% mobile that you can use on your cell phones, be it Android or Apple or your iPhone for that matter. And you can utilize a 100% mobile version of the solution versus this PDF solution, which you do on your computers at home. Depends on how you like to work. You do you. And reach out. You can always hit quickfillsoftware.com and see those two solutions there.